Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be one of the most hardest, uncomfortable, and pretty close to humiliating videos that I've ever had to do. It's something that I did not ever think that was going to happen. It's something I never would have been able to dream up in my most incredible fucking dreams of all. But for the last 2 months, some of you out there may know that I acknowledged publicly on YouTube as a non-believer, as a human being, that I was having a lot of financial issues in my life. A lot of really, really rough shit going on. And it wasn't the first time that I was having a tough time. Less than a year before making the videos and stuff asking for help and seeking people's help, I had also done a video asking for people's help, and I thought that we were out of the woods. I thought that things were figured out, but as most of you know, especially the adults out there who live in America and shit, and some of these goddamn poor areas and stuff like that, you realize that the economy is fucking up. A lot of things are going bad. So a lot of people understand and identify where I'm coming from. So I've been having some problems for the last 2 years, personal problems financially and all that kind of shit, and also personal issues with family outside of the group, such as my wife and kids. We do fine, but everybody outside of that, some of my family members are religious, some of them, dead, of course. So not a lot of support here. And I've also said over and over in my videos that there's not very many atheists that live in my fucking town. There's not very many organizations. When I ask for help from people, I got some non-believers who gave me websites that I ought to go to and call certain atheist organizations for help. As most of you know, publicly I called a couple churches, and those churches at the time denied me any help. They just simply didn't seem like they had the funds or willingness to do anything. Well, the same thing happened whenever I called the atheist organizations that I called out there that are really popular on the web. There were atheists who said that they would love to have me on their programs, or they would love to have me talk about my church phone calls on podcasts, but they weren't willing in any way to fucking help me out and my family whenever we were in our darkest hour, our time of need. And it was very, very dark, ladies and gentlemen. I had so much fucking anxiety and stress. So many nights I sat up sitting there fucking thinking about how is it that me as a father and a husband, how am I going to be able to take care of my family? What are we going to be able to do? I've also talked about in my videos that I have agoraphobia as well as disabilities. I've made this fucking clear over and over. Yet there are non-believers out there who have sat there and emailed me, and they've, made comments like, fuck you, faggot, get a job, do this, do that, whenever I've made it clear over and over that I'm basically disabled. I also suffer from agoraphobia, which is almost a crippling situation for me. There's a lot of things that I've tried to do to financially help myself as well as my family and stuff, and so is my wife. We've tried everything we can, but there's a lot of fucking tough situations that happen, especially when we have the problems that we have. And what I found whenever I asked for help was something that just blew my fucking mind. This is something that I have a really difficult time dealing with and comprehending. I'm very confused. But out of all the people that helped me, 5% out of 100% basically from non-believers gave support. A few of you, a handful of you, like Pat Kendall, Tommy from the Bronx, Arise212, who has his own YouTube channel, and a few other major YouTubers that I've respected for years. They donated some money. They donated enough to be able to help with a couple of the bills and shit that we have. But the shocking thing was, the thing that just blew me backwards was 95% of the people who helped me and who are still helping my wife and children are the very people that I've spent most of my YouTube deal going after and debating and arguing with and fucking fighting tooth and nail with were the Christians. It was Christians who basically got my family out of the woods. It was my family that was helped by Christians who felt that charity was important, who felt like they seen a human being who was down on his luck, who needed help. There was a lot of non-believers who said they wanted to help, but they couldn't because of their own financial situation, and I completely understood that. Because of my situation, I know that if someone asked me for financial help, I know that I wouldn't be able to, but I would have wanted to. In the past, I've helped out a lot of non-believers. I've helped a lot of atheists out there. I've promoted you, and I helped you get a lot of the views that you have. I've favorited a lot of your videos, and I've done shout-outs. I've done videos where I said a lot of great things about a lot of you out there. But whenever I needed some help and shit, whenever things were tough, and whenever I wasn't having troubles financially, I helped out some of you out there. But whenever I was in my darkest hour, you guys basically, you fucking spit on me. You laughed at me. Some of you made fucking videos and shit, taunting me and stuff and mocking my circumstances and shit. Some of you even made videos saying that I'm not even a man, that I'm not even no good and shit, and that my wife this and wife that. You dissed on my kids, you dissed on my wife, you dissed on me. I've come to the conclusion that the atheist community on YouTube is just a bunch of angry fucking drama queens. A bunch of kids who just basically want to start trouble with religious people. You have some kind of anger issues in your life, and all you want to do is fight people. And it doesn't even have to be a religious person. It can be another non-believer. And you will fucking attack them as well. I've seen too many times where my friends that are agnostic, as well as my friends that are deist, my friends that are pagan, you fucking dummies sit there and make videos attacking them, even if they've never said anything wrong towards you or whatever. Just simply by not agreeing with a person's point of view or their ideologies or what they've got going on in their life, you've decided to troll them. This is what you've done. My views on lacking a belief in deities have not changed, but I don't trust any of you atheists on YouTube. I have been stabbed in the fucking back so many times, and I've watched so many of you cackle and laugh. Some of you even think that the suspension of my Mr. Evolution account that is supposed to be up for 2 weeks is something that you find to be funny, that you find entertaining. You're glad to see that all the work and time that I put into my account is where it's at. So I'm going to go ahead and say it again. Out of all the fucking people I would have expected that would have been there to help me, I would have never expected the Christians to pull through. I would never have thought that churches would come to my house and bring food to my family. I would have never thought that there'd be Christians out there on the fucking internet that would help with money to help with bills and shit and things that are fucking killing us in our life. But hardly no non-believers did shit. And I'll never forget that. I'll never fucking forget that you made videos basically using my pain and suffering to mock me. You used my pain and the loss that I've had in my life to make me look like a bitch. I'll never forget it. And you have completely changed my outlook on the glorified image of atheism, especially on YouTube. You have proven, a lot of you, to be fucking utter pieces of shit. And if there are some atheists out there that I don't know and you don't know me and stuff, that you've never dealt with me or watched my videos and I've never watched yours, and you would have been one of those type of people who would have been more than happy to help or bend over backwards to help out your fellow man, then this video is not for you. This is only for the fucking pieces of garbage out there who've turned this into a three-ring circus. Thank you to the Christians who've helped me. Thank you for all your support, your compassion, and your kindness. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.